Right. So welcome everyone to game 6, if I'm not wrong, of the Zephyr Quiz League. So we have Shankha, Srinath, Praveen, and Apratim as our participants today. So welcome everyone, and let's get started. Shankha, the first question for you. Which African language has a flexible history that involves heavy borrowing of words from every language it has encountered, including Arabic? Deriving its name from the Arabic for a boundary or a coast, its full name is Ki blank, meaning language of the coast. Ten seconds.
It's Ki Swahili. That's how it's
Swahili is correct. Good start, Shankha. And your second question. In 2010, Ai Weiwei exhibited a space-filling art installation at the Tate Modern that consisted of 100 million individually handcrafted sunflower seeds, made of what material by 1,600 workers at Jingdezhen. In the 14th century, the Ming dynasty assumed control of all the kilns producing this material. Ten seconds to go.
Cement.
Passing you. Srinath?
Iron?
No. Iyer?
Is it porcelain?
Porcelain is correct. Good one there. All right, then let's move on to you, Srinath. Your first question coming up. The world's first intercontinental ballistic missile was the R-7 Semyorka, the brainchild of the Ukraine-born Sergei Korolev. The ICBM made 28 launches, but was never deployed operationally. Its most significant contribution came in 1957, during which specific endeavor that saw a modified version of the R-7 being used for an 83 kg payload.
The Sputnik mission.
Can you repeat that, please?
Sputnik mission.
Yeah, that is correct. This is the Sputnik for which it was used. And your second question. While living at their 300-year-old palatial home, whose pet corgis, Monty, Willow, and Holly, have had the pleasure of welcoming global guests, including a famous spy in 2012.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Correct. Good one. All right, Iyer, your first question coming up now. Which Caribbean island's tourism tagline is "Go Beyond Ordinary"? It is considered by some to be the inspiration for the island in Robinson Crusoe, and the 1960 film Swiss Family Robinson was shot entirely on this island, with Bacolod Bay Beach featuring extensively. Ten seconds.
Jamaica.
Passing you. Who's next in the line? Apratim?
Pass.
Shankha?
Pass. Many guesses.
Srinath?
Barbados.
Not Barbados. The answer was technically in the question. So it says blank, 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 go beyond ordinary. So go is essentially a part of the island's name.
Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago.
Tobago is correct, yeah.
Oh.
All right, the next question for you, Iyer. What Q sport gained its identity after British Army officer Neville Chamberlain devised a set of rules for it in 1875 when stationed in India? It got its name from a derogatory term used to describe inexperienced or first-year military personnel.
Is it snooker?
Correct. All right, Apratim, the last two questions of this round for you. In the Watchmen universe, what 1995 incident is foiled by the characters Night Owl and Comedian? The FBI considers this the deadliest act of homegrown terrorism in US history.
The Unabomber incident.
No. Passing you to Shankha.
No, pass.
BR.
Pass.
Srinath.
Oklahoma bomber.
Prompt. Actually, I will give it to you. The Oklahoma bombings are good enough. I will give it to you. So good one there, Srinath.
Nice.
And Apratim, your second question. The amino acid serine was first isolated from what? A fact reflected in its name. What is this naturally occurring material? Ten seconds.
Pass.
Okay, Shankha.
Silk. Sericulture is silk.
Silk is correct. Yes, ser is essentially silk. So good one there, Shankha. So with that, we conclude the first round, and Shankha, over to you for your first questions of the second round. Which island nation's tourism tagline is the Spice of Caribbean? The likely origin of the present name of this country is from a time when Spanish sailors named it for a city in Andalusia.
Grenada. Should be
Grenada is correct. So if you take a look at the image, you can see a nutmeg there in the poster. Good answer there. Question 2. Which levitating pop star collaborated on Elton John's 2020 album, The Lockdown Sessions, with the song Cold Heart?
Yeah. Pass.
Okay, Apratim.
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa is correct. Srinath, your first question of round 2. What autonomous island region of an African country fills in the blank of this quote? Swahili was born in blank, grew up in Tanzania, fell sick in Kenya, died in Uganda, and was buried in Congo. This island's Arabic influence came to a violent end in 1964 after a revolution overthrew the Sultanate and deposed Jamshid bin Abdullah.
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar is correct. Good answer. And your second question? What cognitive bias describes the habit of adopting certain behaviors or beliefs because many other people use the same? It originates from Zachary Taylor's presidential campaign in 1848, when a circus clown uses his blank and its music to gain attention while campaigning for Taylor, which led to other politicians striving to do the same. Ten seconds. Three seconds, Srinath.
Pass.
Okay. VR.
Pass.
Apratim.
Pass.
Shankha.
The bandwagon, because joining the same bandwagon.
Yep, this is the bandwagon effect. Good one there, Shankha. All right, we are over to your questions now. This founding member of the LPGA was also its first president. Her 15 major title wins remains the all-time record for most major wins by a female golfer. Which American golfer who also participated in the speed skating events during the 1968 Winter Olympics?
Is this Sorenstam?
Asking you. Apratim,
Pass.
Shankha,
Pass.
Srinath.
Pass.
All right, so the second next of the game, in fact. This is a golfer called Patty Berg.
Patty Smith only.
All right, second question. In 2018, this company chose to rebrand itself to stay current with the rising popularity of holistic wellness and body positivity. In an attempt to remove its association with traditional techniques like dieting, which had made it an industry leader in the 90s, the company decided to replace its two-word alliterative name with just initials. What two-letter name with the tagline "Wellness That Works" does this company use now?
Ah.
10
Is-
seconds.
Is this PG?
No. Apratim,
Pass.
Shankha,
Pass.
Srinath.
Weight Watchers.
So what initials do they use now?
WW.
Correct. Good one there, Srinath.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So the last two questions of this round, Apra, your questions coming up. Which author is seen making a cameo here in the 2011 film adaptation of his 1974 work? He also appeared as an insulted restaurant diner in a 2016 British miniseries starring Hugh Laurie and Tom Hiddleston.
Uh,
10 seconds.
Amis.
No. Passing you. Praveen?
John Le Carre.
John Le Carre is correct. What's the 2016 British series?
Night Watch.
Night Manager.
Correct.
Night Manager, yeah.
Night
Yeah.
Manager. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Apra, your second question. What does the artwork Circle of Animals by Ai Weiwei depict? It is a reimagination of 12 sculptures, excuse me, around a water clock fountain that once adorned the old summer palace.
So the animals which are used to designate the years in the Chinese calendar, like year of the ox and that.
I'm looking for a specific word, so prompting you there.
You're looking for a specific word. Yeah. The Chinese zodiac.
Yeah, exactly. The zodiac is what I was looking for. You explained it without mentioning it. So that's 1 point there, Apra. All right. So at the end of the second round, we have all four participants very tightly packed together, which is a very good thing to see. All right, Shankha, your first question of the third round. Named by Malia and Sasha after their maternal grandfather's favorite R&B musician, Ellis McDaniels, this Portuguese water dog's name was also incidentally the initials of the head of this family. Whose initials?
Pass.
Okay, Apra.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama is correct, Bo being the dog. All right, question 2, Shankar. Who won the 1904 British Ladies Amateur Golf Championship, played twice for the England women's national field hockey team, and won a silver medal at the 1908 Summer Olympics in archery? She is best remembered for her 5 Wimbledon titles, winning her first while being just 15 years old.
Are recording her first name only. Surname?
10 seconds.
No, pass. Pass.
Okay. BR,
Margaret Todd.
Ah,
can you repeat that, please?
Margaret Todd.
No. Apra,
Pass.
Srinath.
Pass.
something Margaret, I think. For
I
Maud
thought I
something,
heard
no?
part of the answer from you, VR. So it's basically Lottie Dodd.
Lottie Todd. Oh, okay.
so
Oh,
the
yeah.
other
Completely got.
Yeah. All right. Question 2
Margaret.
for Srinath. Oh, sorry. Question 1 for Srinath. My apologies. The Raza Bidima Award is an award presented to a past Razzie Award nominee or winner who becomes a respected artist and comes back from a critical and/or commercial failure. Which four-time Razzie winner hit back at critics by taking home this award in 2022?
Will Smith.
Will Smith is correct. Good answer there.
Shouldn't that be slapped back at critics?
Question 2. What modern day game? Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, let me start that again. What modern day game was patented by Alfred Collier in 1891? Emperor Akbar enjoyed playing a precursor of this game using servants in this courtyard at Fatehpur Sikri. Ten seconds.
Ludo.
Ludo is correct. Good answer, Srinath. Right, VR, your first question of this round.
Mhm.
What style of parenting, typically associated with Chinese Americans, involves authoritarian parents pushing their kids towards academic and extracurricular excellence? The term was coined in 2011 when Yale Law School professor Amy Chua published her memoir, Battle Hymn of the Blank Mother. Ten seconds.
Pass.
3 seconds, VR.
I pass.
All right. Apra,
Pass.
Shankha,
Pass.
Srinath.
Tiger.
Tiger is correct. This is tiger parenting. Good one there again.
Nice.
Question 2. In the mid 2010s, Ai Weiwei turned its attention to the global refugee crisis by temporarily installing thousands of bright orange items to the columns of the Concert House, Berlin. These were collected by Ai and his studio members from the Greek island of Lesbos.
Life jackets.
Correct. These are life jackets.
Nice.
All right, Apra, your 2 questions of this round coming up. The oldest known Swahili documents are 14 letters written between 1711 and 1728 by Queen Farm Fatima of Kilwa, modern-day Tanzania. In which Indian state's government archives can they now be found?
Kerala.
Passing you. Shankha?
Goa.
Goa is correct.
Uh,
Good answer, Shankha. Why do you think it's Goa?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right, so
Yeah,
that's the
Portuguese part,
reason,
yeah.
because Zanzibar was part of the Portuguese Empire at one point of time.
Yeah.
All right, good answer there, Shankha. Apra, your second question.
Yeah.
In 2010, under threat of penalties imposed by the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, including up to $5,000 per instance of operation, this company decided to shorten its name by dropping the second part in the original name. This name, or rather this name change, also implied a rebranding as a service rather than the traditional business the original name implied, which company that despite numerous controversies is still well above its competition.
Oh.
Pass.
Did you say pass?
Yeah.
All right, passing you to Shankha.
Pass.
We are
Uber.
Uber is correct. Uber basically means above. Good answer there, we are. All right, so with that, we conclude round 3 of this quiz. Srinath taking a slight lead with Shankha and Praveen closely followed. We are following him. All right, Shankha, your first question of round 4. In the alternate history universe of The Watchmen, the character comedian silences many of his critics by resolving an issue which cropped up in the late 1970s. What development in Asia stretching 444 days is this?
Pass.
Okay, Apra.
The Iran hostage crisis.
Perfect answer, Apra. This is indeed the Iran hostage crisis. All right, Shankha, question 2 for you. This company was originally named after an object to hint at the fiery or fiery passion. It was meant to ignite in its users. Ultimately, the founders chose another name that conveyed a similar theme. Identify the original name of this company, also the name of a toy brand introduced by Leslie Products in 1953. The toy brand got its name from its distinctive packaging.
Yeah, Matchbox. Now it's Tinder.
Matchbox is correct, which is now known as Tinder. All right, Srinath, your first question of round 4. Which industry baby artist collaborated on Elton John's 2020 album, The Lockdown Sessions, with the song One of Me? Ten seconds. Three seconds, Srinath.
Lana Del Rey.
Not Lana Del Rey. Apratim.
Pass.
Shankha.
Pass.
Iyer.
Pass.
All right. So
Mystery Baby.
passing through
Whose
the-
song? I don't know whose song it is.
This is Little Nas X.
Right.
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Nice.
Srinath, your second question. The amino acid cysteine is named after the Latin word for a hollow organ in all human beings and is a constituent of certain accumulations formed within the organ. Which pelvic organ is this? Ten seconds.
Oh shit.
3 seconds, Srinath.
The rib cage.
Not the rib cage. Apra.
Pass.
Shankha.
I'll take one. Kidney.
Not the kidney.
Arey, the other
Pierre.
I'll pass.
one. Is pancreas.
Yeah,
Pancreas.
so kidney technically is not a bad guess, although it's not in the
Pancreas?
pelvic region. This is the urinary bladder.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's okay, fine.
All right, so we are coming to your 2 questions of this round. In a priming experiment, behavioral researchers asked participants to recall an ethical or unethical act and then asked them to fill in the missing letters in the words that you see here. Subjects who recalled unethical acts wrote words that implied a need to cleanse their conscience. Which 17th century literary character is this effect named after? Ten seconds.
Okay.
3 seconds, VR.
Is this Iago?
Not Iago. Apra?
Lady Macbeth.
Lady Macbeth is correct. All right.
Soap.
Yeah. So just a quick. Yeah. So Lady Macbeth washing her hands to get rid of her guilty conscience. All right. VR, your second question. While the Swahili words like Kanuni and Sharia originate from the Arabic Kanun and Sharia respectively, what is the Swahili word for lawful or permissible that is also borrowed from Arabic?
Halal?
Halal is correct. A quick answer there. All right. Apra, your two questions. Which actor's nomination for Worst Screen Combo at the 2022 Razzie Awards came with the blurb, blank blank, and either his 17-pound latex face, his geeky clothes, or his ridiculous accent? He was nominated for his role in a film based on a 2001 book with the subtitle, A Sensational Story of Murder, Madness, Glamour, and Greed.
Uh,
10 seconds. Three seconds, Apra.
Brad Pitt.
Not Brad Pitt. Shankha?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto is correct. For which movie?
House of Gucci.
Correct. Good answer there. All right. So with that, we conclude. Oh, no, sorry. We have one more question. Apra.
One more question.
Yeah, we need question 2. What beautiful view in Vienna was built at the instigation of Prince Eugene of Savoy in the early 18th century? In the 1920s, its 2 Baroque palaces and orangery were converted into the Österreich Gallery, Austrian gallery basically, that now displays works by Gustav Klimt, Egon Schiele, and Oskar Kokoschka.
Bellevue.
Passing you. We are
Schönbrunn?
not the Schönbrunn. Shankar?
Pass.
Srinath?
Pass.
All right. Apra, you had the right idea. It's not Bellevue, but it is Belvedere.
Belvedere, yeah.
Belvedere, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that concludes round 4. And again, I see all 4 participants tightly packed together. So a pretty competitive game so far. So Shankar, your first question of round 5 coming up. What type of electric motor that utilizes materials like lead zirconium titanate or lithium niobate to produce motion was invented in 1964 by Ukrainian engineer Vyacheslav Lavrenenko? Some of the common applications for these motors include camera focus systems, computer disk drives, and precision motion control of instruments.
Oh, wait.
10 seconds, Shankar.
Pass.
Okay. Passing you, Apra.
Pass.
Srinath?
Brush motor?
No. BR?
Pass.
It's not
All
a
right. So
gimbal,
this.
right?
I'm sorry?
It's not a gimbal, right?
No, it's not. It's a piezoelectric motor.
Oh, fuck.
And the
Oh,
motor
sh-
confused people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Question 2, Shankar. What modern day game is based on the game Mokshapath that was invented by Saint Gyandev in the 13th century? It was based on the principle that good deeds take us closer to moksha, while bad deeds keep us stuck in an endless cycle of rebirths.
Snakes and ladders.
Is correct?
Is would you accept a shoots and ladders?
Yes, we would have. All right, Srinath, your first question of this round. What style of parenting involves few rules, low expectations, and overindulgence without any structure? It is named after a marine creature that has been around for 500 million years and is a titular subject of the Sherlock Holmes story, The Adventure of the Lion's Mane.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
10 seconds.
Uh,
3 seconds, Srinath. Did you
shark.
pass?
Shark.
Sharks. No, not sharks. Apratim,
Pass.
Iyer,
Pass.
Shankha.
The lion's mane is actually a jellyfish, so it's a jellyfish mane.
Jellyfish
Sorry,
is
the
indeed
story.
correct.
Nice.
Good answer there, Shankha.
Wonderful.
All right, question 2, Srinath. The Greek name for the pharaoh Ramses II was also used by P.B. Shelley as the title of an 1818 sonnet and was adopted by the Watchmen character Adrian White as his title. What title?
Mhm.
10 seconds.
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias is correct. Well pulled out. All right, we are your first question of this round. Which amino acid, the first one to be isolated, is named after this plant? The shoots of this plant are commonly eaten across the world.
Oh. Mhm.
10 seconds. Three seconds, we are. Yeah.
Artichoke acid. I don't know.
No. Asking you. Apra,
Pass.
Shankha.
Asparagine from asparagine.
Asparagine is correct. Well
Yeah.
done, Shankha.
Nice.
Have my degree coming into finally.
All right, we are your second question. Who, along with his wife Brigitte, named their adopted Labrador Retriever Griffon after Captain Nemo for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. Nemo was adopted in 2017 from an animal shelter in Hermarai in Yvelines.
Macron.
Macron is correct. Good answer.
Sounded French.
All right, Apra, your first question of the fifth round. The law of the instrument is a cognitive bias that involves an over-reliance on a newly acquired skill or a familiar tool. Although it is popularly known as Maslow's blank, it is also attributed to Abraham Kaplan, who once said, "Give a small boy a blank, and he will find that everything he encounters needs pounding." Fill in the blank. Both blanks are the same.
Hammer.
Hammer is correct. Good answer.
Yes.
Question 2. Which Perfect singer collaborated with Elton John for a 2021 addition to his album, The Lockdown Sessions, with the song Merry Christmas?
Taylor Swift.
Not Taylor Swift. We are
Pass.
Srinath.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran is correct.
Oh.
Good answer.
Nice.
All right. So with that, we conclude round 5. Shankha and Srinath are now tied for the first spot, with VR and Apra not so far behind. All right. So Shankha, let's get it going with your first question of round 6. One of the nominees for Worst Picture of the 2022 Razzie Awards was a crime thriller centered around a young Black couple who move into an upmarket suburb and their interactions with their neighbor. What is the 5-letter title of this film, the same as a pejorative term for a usually white woman perceived as entitled or demanding?
Karen, there's a film by that name.
Karen is
Karen.
correct.
Seriously.
There is indeed a film with that name. All right, question 2. In 1752, which ruler of the Habsburg Empire purchased a Belvedere from Prince Eugene's niece Victoria? The successor of Charles VI, this monarch's inheritance of the throne led to the War of the Austrian Succession.
Oh.
Pass.
Okay, Apra?
Philip.
Not Philip. Pierre?
Maria Teresa.
Maria Theresa is correct. Good one.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, Srinath, your first question is coming up now. Which author's cameo as a news reporter in the 1975 film adaptation of his novel was considered apt, as he was a Washington Post journalist at the time of his writing? He also co-wrote the screenplay along with Carl Gottlieb.
Oh, fuck.
10 seconds. Three seconds, Srinath.
No, pass.
Okay. Apra?
Pass.
BR?
This is Benchley.
It is Benchley. And which movie is this?
Jaws.
Jaws.
Correct. Good one there. All right. Srinath, your second question. Which Caribbean island nation's tourism tagline is "Let her inspire you"? With Sir Arthur Lewis, economics in 1979, and Derek Walcott, literature in 1992, this country has the highest Nobel laureates per capita of any country in the world.
Hmm.
Ten seconds. Three seconds, Srinath.
Guyana.
Not Guyana. Apra?
Saint Lucia.
Saint Lucia
Yes.
is correct. One of only 2 countries named after a woman, and hence the "Let her inspire you." All right, your first question coming up now. In a 2009 NPR interview, Watchmen co-creator Dave Gibbons confirmed that the blue look of the character Dr. Manhattan was based on the blue glow emitted by nuclear reactor piles underwater. What phenomenon, named after a Soviet physicist, is this?
Cherenkov radiation.
Correct. Your second question. Which super bass rapper collaborated on Elton John's 2020 album, The Lockdown Sessions, with the song Always Loved You?
Good base. Uh,
10 seconds.
Drake.
Not Drake. Apra?
Pass.
Shankha?
Pass.
Srinath?
Song is running in my head, but I can't recall her name. Pass.
All right, we're passing you. Any
Caesar.
non-com guesses that you wanted to take? All right,
No,
let's
con.
close this.
Nicki
This is
Minaj.
Nicki
Yes,
Minaj.
of course.
All right, Apra, your 2 questions of round 6. What style of parenting allows for children to follow their heart, but to be disciplined if they cross the line? The term used to describe them originates from Alan Paul's essay, written in response to Amy Chua's Back to Him of the Tiger Mother, where he describes this style as happy to parent with cuddliness, but not afraid to show some claw.
Panda.
Panda is correct. Good answer. And your second question? One of the earliest women to make the cut for a PGA tournament, which American of Nordic heritage won 2 golds and a silver in track and field events at the 1932 LA Olympics, before turning to golf and winning a combined total of 82 amateur and professional titles. Born Mildred Ella, this athlete's name by some accounts was a tribute to a baseball legend.
Pass.
All right, Shankha,
Pass.
Srinath,
Pass.
VR.
Pass.
All right, so the
Someone-
baseball
someone
legend in
named Babe.
question is Babe Ruth.
Yeah,
And,
so someone named Babe. Yeah.
yeah, this golfer is Babe Zaharias. All right, with that, we conclude round 6, and everyone's still pretty close. Pretty interesting game so far. All right, Shankha, so let's start with you with round 7's first question. The blank fallacy is a tendency to believe irrationally that someone who has been successful in a task or activity is more likely to be successful again in further attempts. What 2-word alliterative term originating from basketball is this? The concept is explained by Richard Thaler and Selena Gomez in one of the expository scenes in The Big Short.
Oh yeah, the hot hand fallacy.
Yes, this is the hot hand fallacy. I think well pulled out right at the end. All right, question 2. The amino acid tyrosine is named after the Greek for plank, as was first discovered in the protein casein found in plank. Fill in the blank, both blanks are the same.
Cheese. Casein is found.
Cheese is also correct. So good 2 points there for Shankha. All right, Srinath, your 2 questions coming up now. Which Swedish-American golfer and recipient of the US Presidential Medal of Freedom was the first woman to compete in a PGA Tour event since 1945? A multi-sport player, she also has the highest number of wins among female golfers and captained Europe in the 2017 Solheim Cup after retiring from competitive golf in 2008.
Pass.
All right, Apra.
Annika Sorenstam.
This is Annika Sorenstam. Yeah, that is correct.
Nice answer.
Srinath, your second question. In January 2013, this organization decided to rebrand itself after one of its brands ahead of an explosive tell-all interview by its spokesperson founder. The brand started in 2003 as Blank Survivor Care with the mission of helping survivors of a chronic illness, has now become the face of the organization. Fill in this blank.
Live strong.
Can you repeat that, please?
Live strong. LIV.
Live Strong is correct. This is Live Strong, Lance Armstrong's foundation. All right. Question 1 for VR.
Okay.
A cinematic depiction of a musical was awarded Worst Picture at the 2022 Razzie Awards. Which regal figure, also depicted in a 2021 biopic set partly at Sandringham House, was the subject of this film?
Princess Diana.
Correct.
Yes.
Question 2. In 1770, the Belvedere hosted a masked ball to celebrate the marriage of which daughter of Maria Theresa to Louis Auguste, Dauphin of France. The couple was sentenced to death in 1793.
Marie Antoinette.
Also correct. Quick 2 answers and 2 points for VR. All right, Apra, your 2 questions coming up. Question 1. Popular originally in Persia and later in India during the Mughal period, Ganjifa is an early form of what modern day game or pastime? A variant called Ganjappa is popular in the Indian state Odisha.
So like playing cards essentially.
Yeah, that's simple as that. Playing cards is all we are looking for. Question 2. What invention by Ukrainian engineer Fyodor Pirotsky was adapted by Werner von Siemens for practical public use for the first time in 1881 at Lichterfield? It laid the groundwork for Straßenbahn Berlin, one of the largest systems of its kind in the world today.
Pass.
All right, Shankha,
Pass.
Srinath,
Metro.
not the metro. VR,
Tram.
this is the tram. Good answer, VR. All right, so with that, we conclude round 7. VR and Shankha now tied with the lead. Srinath and Apratim slightly behind them. Right, let's see how it goes. Shankha, your first question of the final round coming up. What style of parenting, built around role modeling and strong social connections, believes in gradually giving children more autonomy as they grow up? The creature that lends its name to the style was chosen because it is playful, intelligent, and most importantly, social, living together in groups called pods.
Pass.
All right, Apra,
Chimpanzee.
not chimpanzee. Srinath,
Dolphin.
dolphin is correct. Good answer, Srinath. Right, Shankar, your second question coming up, and the final question on the direct for you. Which author has cameos in a number of films adapted from his works, starting with Knight Riders in 1981 and the most recent one in a 2019 movie? He is pictured here making a not so regal cameo as a truck driver in the 1987 anthology film Creepshow 2.
Stephen King.
Stephen King is correct. A quick answer there for Shankar. All right, Srinath, your final 2 questions of this quiz coming up. What art medium has Ai Weiwei described as blank is not painting, and it's not sculpture, and it's not installation? It looks like 2 dimensions, but it's actually 3. In 2019, Ai used this medium to create portraits of the 43 Ayotzinapa rural teachers' college pupils who were kidnapped and massacred in Mexico. Ten seconds. Three seconds, Srinath.
Heat.
Not heat. Passing you, Shankar.
Pass.
VR.
Lego.
Lego is correct.
Oh, yes.
Excellent answer there, VR.
Nice.
All right, Srinath, your second question now. In 1896, Franz Joseph I decided that the Belvedere should serve as a residence for his nephew, the heir to the throne, who lived here until his assassination during a military inspection in 1914.
Franz Ferdinand.
Correct. Good answer there. All right. So, VR, your 2 questions now. Which author made a cameo as a school wrestling referee in the 1982 film adaptation of his novel, that starred Robin Williams? He has also written the bestsellers Cider House Rules and Hotel New Hampshire.
Oh fuck.
Ten seconds.
Is this
3
Holmes?
seconds, Priya.
Holmes? I can't remember.
Not Holmes. Passing you to Shankha, I think. Yeah, Shankha.
Recall pass.
Apra.
Us.
Srinath.
Irving.
Irving is a brilliant answer there,
Nice.
Srinath. Very
Nice,
clutch answer there.
Ah,
All right. And your second question, we are to take the lead. What cloud-based tool was launched by Ukrainians Alex Shevchenko, Max Litvin, and Dmytro Lida in 2009 as a program for universities to teach their students English? It later transformed into a writing assistant for users to proofread and edit their documents.
Okay. This is
10
Grammarly.
seconds.
Grammarly.
Grammarly is a good answer. So VR takes a slight lead. All right, Apra, so the last 2 questions of this quiz coming to you. Question 1. Who, along with her partner Clark Gayford, adopted a ginger and white polydactyl cat named Paddles in 2016? The cat interrupted a congratulatory phone call from US President Donald Trump the following year.
Jacinda Ardern.
Is a good answer. It is Jacinda Ardern. And the final question of this quiz, Apra, your second question coming up. Which Caribbean island country's tourism tagline, Fly Away, took inspiration from Lenny Kravitz, who spent his boyhood summers here, and his 1998 hit song of the same name? The song and Kravitz himself featured in their advertisements, urging you to explore the archipelago by boat and plane.
Bahama.
The Bahamas are correct. Good answer there, Apra. And with that, we conclude today's quiz. We are winning it with, I think, everyone else so closely behind.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone.
Yeah, well played.
Thank you. Thanks for reading.
Thanks for reading.